Hey everyone, it's been a while. It's been over a month since my last video, and a lot of you are asking where I've been, and rightly so. Well, a lot of the past month has been moving back to Harvard, moving back all my stuff back to Boston, setting up in a new dorm room, and mostly just figuring out how things are going to be balanced this year with new classes, new roommates, new extracurriculars. It's all a lot, and I kind of put YouTube on the back burner until I can figure out that balance. So taking a step back from YouTube really made me realize that my mindset towards creating content, my mindset towards developing a brand maybe wasn't the healthiest. In the spring, when my channel blew up, I kind of started to focus more on vanity metrics and achievements and things which ultimately don't matter that much, but it's hard not to, right? Because as soon as those numbers start rolling in, it's very easy to change your mentality around it. But the problem with doing this, at least for me, is that I get really neurotic, really stressed, and it just puts a huge weight on my life. And this mindset was kind of leaking out into other parts of my life. It was really taking over the way that I was interacting with people, the way that I viewed myself was very neurotic, very self-deprecating, self-critical. So that's what I've been working on for the past few weeks, is tweaking that mindset. And what that means, for me at least, is thinking less about the past, things that have already happened, thinking less about the potential future, things that might happen, and just living in the present to the fullest that I can. And enjoying the process of getting better, the process of achieving, not the achievements themselves. I think for me, a really big part of this comes down to just not being so self-critical, right? And so when I talked about this on my Instagram, which is at @thejohnfish, by the way, if you want to follow, I post a bunch of stories and stuff on there. When I talked about this on my Instagram, people said, John, if you're not being self-critical, how can you grow? Like, is it possible? And I'm gonna say yes, like 100%. And the reason that I say that is looking back at my own life. The times where I'm self-critical are the times where I'm limiting myself. And the times when I'm self-aware, but accepting, are the times when I've really opened myself up to really uninhibited growth. And so what I mean by that is truly being honest about your perception of yourself. And for me, that's putting aside ego and putting aside self-consciousness. So ego might bring yourself up higher than reality, and self-consciousness might bring you down lower than reality. And what you want is to get as close to actual reality as possible so that you can have a realistic understanding for where you are, and therefore you can figure out where you can get, what you need to do to better your weaknesses. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, and it's a very easy mantra to preach and a very hard one to live out, but I'm doing my best to live it out. And so what that means for me is focusing on my principles and less on vanity metrics, less on, things that people think are markers of success, and more on the actual process of being successful, of growing, because that's what really makes me happy. That's what I really care about, and that's how to have continual happiness, not just happiness in spurts. So yeah, I feel like for the first time in maybe a few months, my mindset is actually getting to a pretty healthy place again, where I'm focusing on the process, where I'm enjoying the process, and just becoming a lot happier because of it. So still have a long way to go. I mean, it's going to be a lifelong journey, but I hope that you'll come along for part of it. So a few logistical things. I'm going to be trying to get back onto a Friday upload cadence, which, weekly videos, 2 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays. So the first one will be this coming Friday, and then hopefully I'll be able to get back into a rhythm with that. For the new faces here, there's a few places you can find me on social media. There's links in the description, the most active of which is my Instagram at @thejohnfish. So definitely follow if you're not already, because I do post a fair bit on there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patience. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on Friday.